The journey is conversations with ordinary people about stories of transformation and how we may have had setbacks in our life and how we persevered through those, how we've learned from those obstacles, and how they've maybe helped us on our path today. Well, welcome to The Journey. My name is Kevin Polkey, and I am the host of The Journey. And today we are going to have another reflection. And as I'm reflecting on some of the events, experiences I've had over the past week, I want to start with last Wednesday. I had the opportunity to be at Rock Valley College with their Wellness Wednesday series. They had asked me to come and speak after, I believe, 7 years or so. I had been the host of Wellness Wednesdays and one of the featured speakers for the last 7 years, I believe, both semesters, and then they've gone in a little bit different directions. So I'm doing a talk, did a talk this fall, and then I'll be doing another talk in the spring in March. Well, this particular topic was on International International Suicide Survivor Day, which is the actual day of that awareness day is November 22nd. But they asked me to do a talk regarding that. And as I was meditating and praying about doing that talk, um, what came to me that day is that with a little bit of prompting from one of the success counselors there to give space and time for some students and staff to be able to share their story. I shared some of my story. I shared a video that we had created for Shatter Our Silence, and then we opened it up. And uh, without a doubt, that was exactly what needed to happen for some individuals that were there. There may have been 25 or 30 students and staff that were there. Um, Probably three or four individuals shared um, their experience, not only with their own mental health struggle, but in the midst of a family member or friends that died as a result of suicide. We talked about that whenever there is, and specifically with suicide, it's classified as a traumatic death, and that very much complicates the grieving process. And that over time, um, when many things are able to be put into perspective or be able to heal from uh, going through the grieving and the bereavement process, for some reason, when it comes to complicated grief, it is much, much harder. And suicide, I believe, is one of those traumatic deaths that had added elements to complicate the grieving process. So these students and staff um, boldly were able, courageously able to share their vulnerability, share their losses, their pain, and then be able to be guided and comforted from each other. I think of, as I reflect on that, I think of this idea that people can be walking around, could be in like a student or could be a professor at a school and operating throughout a normal basis without ever really knowing what may be going on with them. Or we could be in the marketplace at the grocery store or some type of clothing store, and the person working there or the customer may have a whole story of different things that they may be experiencing or struggling. On the outside, it may seem like everything is okay, but inside they may be struggling with some type of loss. I think what I'd like to invite everyone who's listening regarding that knowing that we don't know what others are going through, I think it's best to default to pray and to meditate on this idea of being empty so that we can then be open to interacting with other individuals within our circle, within our sphere of people that we normally interact with, as well as people that may be someone we don't know who they are or their name. That that let me default, the challenge is let me default to an act of kindness versus being self-absorbed with what may be going on with me. Not to minimize whatever I may be going through, but to be available for someone else. It's not this idea that I want to somehow change the world. It's just that I want to make sure that I don't miss an opportunity to be available to maybe help someone or be a difference in someone else's life. Hopefully, no one listening to this is going to have to experience a traumatic death of a death by suicide. But almost all of us are going to experience someone in our circle, someone in our community who is struggling with some type of um, mental health struggle. So it's best for us to be open, to look for those opportunities for an act or a moment of kindness. As always, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you um, uh, giving a review, a liking, or sharing this reflection with people that may need to hear it because we never know what someone's going through. As always, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next week.